Welcome to the ChatGPT podcast. I'm your host, Jaden Schaefer. Each episode, we dive into the latest developments in the exciting field of artificial intelligence, exploring its applications and potential impacts on our daily lives. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? I record and publish podcasts on a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and I absolutely love it. Essentially, you can upload from your phone or computer, and it distributes to every platform that plays podcasts. They support video podcasts, and you can make money on the platform with ads or even podcast subscriptions, something that has made my life so much easier as a podcaster. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcast app, or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started on your podcast today. If you've been following the podcast for a while, you'll know that over the last 6 months, I've been working on a stealth AI startup. Of the hundreds of projects I've covered, this is the one that I believe has the greatest potential. So today I'm excited to announce AI Box. AI Box is a no-code AI app building platform paired with the App Store for AI that lets you monetize your AI tools. The platform lets you build apps by linking together AI models like ChatGPT, Midjourney, and 11 Labs. Eventually will integrate with software like Gmail, Trello, and Salesforce, so you can use AI to automate every function in your organization. To get notified when we launch and be one of the first to build on the platform, you can join the waitlist at aibox.ai. The link is in the show notes. We are currently raising a seed round of funding. If you're an investor that is focused on disruptive tech, I'd love to tell you more about the platform. You can reach out to me at jaden@aibox.ai. I'll leave that email in the show notes. If you know me, one of my favorite things I like to talk about on the podcast is AI's use in healthcare and the way that we can actually use AI to help, improve people's lives in a medical way. So today on the podcast, I want to talk about a really revolutionary study that is currently happening to help with prostate cancer, and it is using AI. So that's what we're going to be talking about on the podcast today. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. So the major, headline on this story right now is the fact that the United States Department of Veteran Affairs, or the VA, is working to make an artificial intelligence tool capable of essentially it's capable of predicting aggressive prostate cancer. So this tool is going to be the product of a study which is spearheaded by researchers from 5 different VA medical centers. And I think something that's really important to note when we're kind of looking at this, this problem overall, is that prostate cancer actually affects 1 in 8 men in the US during their lifetime. And as someone who has, many people I know and love have been affected by cancer of all kinds, and I'm sure, there's many people all around the world, and a majority of people know someone, right, that this has been affected, that has been affected by this. So I think this study and what's about to happen here is really exciting, of course, for prostate cancer, but also I think the implications of using AI to help detect all sorts of cancer and help to treat it is really, really exciting to me. And I think this is a massive win for AI and a massive net positive that the globe is going to see because of this. So I think, prostate cancer is a very prevalent health concern among, veterans, or it's among everyone, but veterans is kind of who the VA is currently focusing on because it's the, Office of Veteran Affairs. But it's actually the second most common cancer diagnosis in the United States, and it contributes to 30% of new cancer diagnoses, according to the VA's data. So the study that they're currently doing, it is called Predicting Metastatic Progression of High-Risk Localized Prostate Cancer. And the study specifically plans to essentially just thoroughly scrutinize data from over 5,000 veterans who have been diagnosed with high-risk prostate cancer, and that they've already started treatment. So I think what's interesting is this research is actually they're going to expand it to 14 different VA sites in its later stages, which is really awesome. They have a very large reach. They have a lot of data that they're going to be able to use, and powering the algorithm with high-resolution scans of prostate biopsies, diagnostic imaging, and social determinants of health, or SDOH. So the study essentially is going to try and identify patterns in aggressive prostate cancer. And the VA's existing resources include, they have databases of all of this sort of medical data. They have a lot of computing infrastructure and cloud storage. And that is, I think, is actually going to be really instrumental in supporting kind of the data analysis of this and making this study very successful. So Matthew Rettig, who is a chief of oncology and Hematology at the Greater Los Angeles VA Medical Center. He's also a co-principal investigator for the study, but he stressed the importance of this digital data repository. This is what he said in a quote. He said, "The infrastructure developed by this research will serve as a valuable hub for future discovery and serve as a roadmap to develop similar AI algorithms for other cancers such as lung cancer and even non-cancerous diseases that commonly affect our veterans." So that's what I'm so excited about is, this kind of hub of data that they're creating and these algorithms that they're developing won't just be used for this, this type of cancer, but for other cancers, and it's for future research that will be done, which I think is really, really awesome. According to the VA's press release that they recently did on this, the research is also going to leverage programs and partnerships such as the Million Veteran Program and the Prostate Cancer Foundation VA partnership. And the study really aligns with the VA's, precision oncology program for cancer of the prostate, which is a program focused on utilizing genetic information to customize treatments for veterans with advanced prostate cancer, which I think is a really interesting area to look into with healthcare, right? It's like all bodies are not the same, and all healthcare can't always be the same. So being able to, treat people with hyper customized treatments for genetics and all sorts of other things, I think can be a really powerful tool that I actually think AI is going to help unlock in healthcare, being able to use AI to determine patterns of, what types of person with, different genetic traits respond to different drugs and medicines differently, I think is going to be really, really interesting. So Carolyn Clancy, she is the Veterans Health Administration's assistant, or the VHA, under Secretary for Health for Discovery. She said that the unique opportunity presented by the VA's resources is really impressive. This is what she specifically said. She said, "Only in the VA can a researcher combine extensive electronic medical records, high-performance computing, and precision oncology care to create an innovation like this AI program." She also pointed out that this is going to be the first time that socioeconomic conditions have been included in a predictive model for high-risk prostate cancer, which is interesting, and depending on the outcomes of that, it might be something that is implemented into other studies. So I think this is absolutely exciting. This isn't the first time the VA has tried to address prostate cancer. Obviously, this is a big issue, and a lot of people have tried to tackle this from a lot of different ways. But a lot of previous collaborations have focused essentially on, aiming to enhance prostate cancer care by leveraging genomic data. And I think that what's really interesting here is just the fact that this is really one of the first studies, though, because, previous ones have done the genomic data and also environmental and lifestyle factors for precision medicine-based treatments. But this is going to be one of the first times that we're really integrating AI and building out a model and running it to help us in this, quest to help with prostate cancer. So I think this is very exciting. This is an incredible use case for AI. This is one that I am all on board with. I love it when AI is used in healthcare. We've seen it used in a number of very incredible ways to discover drugs. AI has been used to help discover a number of drugs for a lot of different for a lot of different ailments, and kind of discover the compounds and chemicals that can be used for the treatments. So I think that's a really incredible use case. And I think that, developing these AI models for cancer is going to be even more exciting. So I cannot wait to see where AI takes healthcare in the future and how this, overall helps the global population.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of switching your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Harness the best converting checkout and same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Stop leaving sales on the table. Discover why millions trust Shopify to build, grow, and run their business. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech23.
We just launched our AI Creators Discord community. If you're looking for a really kind of hands-on and innovative place to talk to other people making amazing things in AI, you need to join this community. Obviously, it's a lot more interactive than a podcast where we can actually share prompts and software and tools that we're using to create really interesting use cases. We'd love to have you join and become part of the community. If you don't use Discord, there's also always the Facebook group. I'll link both of those down in the description. You've been listening to the ChatGPT podcast. Make sure to rate us wherever you listen to your podcasts and have a fantastic week.